All right, welcome back to another video of Overreacting. No book of, but I go by the name of Eli. As always, we got Jew with us.
What it do? It's your boy Jew, and we got some more content for you. You heard?
Listen, man, y'all kept sending us this video. It's been going viral online. Y'all want our reaction on it. It's about this Mexican rapper. I was gonna say OT Mexican. I don't even know his name actually. I gotta look up his name. I don't know. Mexican rapper. I think he was on the Kendrick Lamar song. He went viral for some comments he made about using the N-word, man. We're gonna listen to what he guys say and give our thoughts.
Do you feel like you could say the N-word?
I feel like I can say it, but not because of that, and I'm gonna tell you why. I wish there was some black dudes in here.
There are. Will right there.
And there's one right here. Not.
Okay, well, we're gonna use him. What the fuck are you gonna do about it, you know? And then second of all, I grew up loving these. I grew up fighting with them. I grew up eating with them. I grew up doing bad shit. I grew up loving with them. You know, I got family. And it's not even about family. Even if I wasn't related to nobody I black, I mean, it was. It's what I was surrounded by, you know? Like, I respect people that they feel that way. And that's why I try to up about it.
Right.
But if you're from where I'm from or anywhere, what the gonna do about it? You know? It's like I don't went to the jungle and earned the lion's head. You know,
That are from Latino descent here in New York feel that same way. The Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans.
I mean, I mean, and not even trying to justify. I just got dropped off before us.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on this, man? Because like I said, a lot of people setting us up. They want our reaction, man. What's your thoughts on that?
The thing is, it's a tough conversation, but I don't want to sound like a hypocrite, right? Because I do have a lot of friends that's in a part of the Latino community, right? So, and I've never like told them, but I remember you saying something on one of our shows, and I agree with it 100%. If you know what I'm talking about, right? When we had
Fresh or Shorty.
yes,
Yeah.
and we had that topic, and I thought you brought up a good point. So you said something about like if you don't identify as black, you shouldn't be able to use the word. Now, do I think I'm gonna be out here gatekeeping? Like I think the part that frustrated me with everything he said, like what the F you gonna do about it? So I don't know if it came out of the sense of, you know, how he said being black, being around blacks, living black, or whatever the case may be, or if it's just like, oh well, fuck you if you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm not the dude that's gonna be out here running around like, who's saying the N-word? I want smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because all that gonna do, everybody says it.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying it behind closed doors. Everybody's saying it in their crib. And it's really about the hatred that people have when they're saying it.
Like I said, that part frustrated me a lot because I felt some type of way about it. Like I wasn't even in the room, but I felt like he was just saying like, yo, and him calling out black. It was black women in that room, but for him to be like, where the black
niggas at? Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna look you in your eye. What the fuck is you gonna do about it? That was kind of personal to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not telling no black man to go risk their lives over a word. Like, you know what I mean? I don't understand the obsession that now black people have with wanting to say this word. Like, you know what I'm saying? They seem almost like obsessed. Like, you know what I mean? I don't understand it. Like, and I can't even get it because even I don't care if there's the close proximity to our culture. You know what I mean? He's saying, oh, I grew up around, you know, black people, so I feel like, you know, I earned the right to say it. I don't believe that's the thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just because you're close to a proximity, I don't think that actively gives you a right to be able to say a word that you and your family have no lineage, that, you know, there's no lineage there. You don't relate to that word. You saying it because you think it's cool. You know what I'm saying? When there's actual historical meaning behind that word, and we use that word, and I get people say, oh, we need to stop saying that. And I can agree to a certain extent, but I also do agree, like, you know, we took a word that was so powerful, and we, you know, we can be used in a negative aspect, but a lot of times it is a term of endearment that we look at somebody else and we use that word.
Can you separate that part? Like,
it's hard, like, for sure. It's definitely hard just because of the name, the legacy behind it.
And is it a difference between when a Hispanic from a white person saying it? Like, that's the real, you know, or Indian person or Asian? Because I do think out of all groups of people, Hispanic people probably would be the most closest to say it. or you would hear, and I don't think we even question when like Jamaicans, Haitians, or Caribbean people say it because.
But even that, they still actively don't have a history of understanding that word. That word is really specific to.
And when they say it, is with hatred.
You're right. Yeah. So they don't have that understanding and cultural background to even know why we say it in the way we say it or how we say it. So again, it's a very nuanced conversation. And plus, in a lot of what rubs me the wrong ways in a lot of these Hispanic countries, there is a very strong anti-black, hatred and rhetoric that goes on in that community. Like these people don't want to identify as black. They look down on black people, but they're so obsessed with wanting to be a part of the culture, wanting to use our words, wanting to use our lingo, wanting to dress like us. But when it's time to, when you behind closed doors, you are actively speaking negative about black people, and you know what I mean. So yeah, like you know what I mean. So it's one of those situations. Like, what is the obsession? Because I can't think of another race where we are so obsessed with them that we want to just blend in with them and we want to mimic their words and their style. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. Like I said, it just was very nuanced, and I'm not telling no black man to risk their lives because you feel like, he disrespected you. If he didn't put no hands on you, it is just a word at the end of the day. Now, if you do want to put hands on him because that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But I'm not trying to actively tell people, yo, we need to just go jump this right now. But next time we see him, it's not worth it. You know what I mean? You can lose your life, and it's all over a word, like,
Yeah, but people got to understand how it's not what you say, it's how you say it sometimes. Like, and that's so important for people to understand. Like I said, I'll be a hypocrite if I told you I don't got a few Spanish friends like, oh, what up, man? Bleep, you know what I'm saying? And I've never even thought of that way because I always took it out of, oh, I love this person loves me. You know what I'm saying? So, but when a person tells you like, I want to say it in front of all the N-words and this, that, like you said, it's what he said. So, I mean, I just want people to be mindful, you know what I'm saying? Because even if that's how, I mean, I'm going to take you for what you said right there. You know what I'm saying? So, but I would just avoid those type of people. You don't waste your time on that person. You can't stop anybody from saying whatever they want to say. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're willing to go to jail to do so.
Yeah.
And I just want to know, how would people feel if, black people called you terms and words that, affect your family history and stuff like that, in retrospect to that young man that said what he said, you know what I mean? Like, what if people walking around calling you this, that, there's plenty of terms that you guys find offensive. So, and I felt like he was saying it in an offensive way.
And also, one thing I don't think we in our community do a good job is gatekeeping the culture, because I think that the black community is one of the few communities that anybody could come in and make a living off that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a Mexican person who's made a living in being hip and being in the hip hop community. Kendrick Lamar gave him a big break with, him being on that song. And it's like nowhere else. Like, I'm thinking about the Vlads and the Adam 21s.
For sure.
And these people feel so comfortable being able to come into our community and profit off of it. Like, nowhere else could you go into any community and profit. Like, can't no black person go into no Indian community and make a living off of their culture. Like, you know what I'm saying? We allow everybody to come into our culture, take advantage of it. Whether I'm thinking about Post Malone right now. He got his big break coming into hip hop. White Iverson. Once he got popular, he left. You get what I'm saying? Everybody seems to be able to want to come into our community, our culture, profit off of it, and then just do whatever the fuck they want. Like the Machine Gun Kellys and, everybody, man. And it's just like, we can never go into nobody else's community, profit off, and then dip up out of there. Like, oh, thank you for the money. Like, thank you for the support. I'm up out of here. Like, you know what I mean? So.
Nah, that's a little too true.
Yeah. So it's like I said, it's a nuanced conversation. But again, man, we want to hear y'all thoughts. Is he justified because of his proximity to blackness, black culture, and saying the N-word? What are y'all experiences like in the real world? Like, we hear Indian people say the N-word. We hear damn near everybody, say the N-word. Like, you know what I mean? So, except for Asian people, I don't know if I ever heard an Asian person.
Nah, yeah, we've seen one.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. It remind me off camera. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, but normally, like, I definitely hear Indian people say it. Hispanic people, obviously, the Africans, the Caribbeans.
I think everybody said
everybody.
Like, bro, we're not gonna sit here and lie. Not saying we've heard everybody, but I'm telling you, they all said it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Anyway, man, we appreciate y'all for sending us this clip. I know it was going crazy online. If y'all got any more clips y'all want us to react to, hit us across social media platforms, Daily Wrap Up Crew. You can hit you up. You can hit myself up personally. Link in the description. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if y'all didn't already subscribe. Join the YouTube membership and join the Patreon, man. We're going to be doing a lot of live streams, reactions. We want to engage with you guys personally. I could pop up on the stream. Maybe I give us some feedback, maybe whatever the case is, man. We're gonna definitely be over there on Patreon more actively. And man, that's a wrap, man. We see you on the next video.
Okay, and really quickly, I do want to ask you before we go to, because I thought about this afterwards. Do you think that other groups of people choose to use that term because we found a way to accept it, even though it was a negative term?
I think
because that gave them the access. Would you agree with that? Once we started saying it like it was, because all the derogatory terms that's used against them, they haven't used it as how we used our word.
Yeah.
So I believe that's what gave them access to using the N-word, because we started using it.
I think there's a bit of envy and jealousy there. I think we in America, Black people, have made our culture so dominant that people want to feel like they're a part of the culture. And when they see us use those words, it almost feels like an exclusive party that they don't have access to. And then because our culture is so relevant and so popularized, that people want to feel like they want to be invited to the cookout. You know what I mean? So they feel like, damn, I want to get on that action too. So they look, you know what I mean? It could just be a jealousy thing. That's how I'm looking at it. They just want to be involved in our culture so much because we popularized it.
But even with you saying that, I still think that we gave them the power, the access to it. Once we started calling them our N-word, we're their N-word. You get what I'm saying?
That's because we're influential in everything we do. Remember, we was just dabbing a couple of years ago because we made it popular. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so people want to, damn, that's cool. I want to, like, they making it cool. I want to participate. Like, you know what I mean?
But this goes into, can we really be mad at them for feeling comfortable for saying it?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the part where I'm not. How can we be mad at them if 100 people in his neighborhood, oh the blah blah blah, and then they're like, yo, I'm ya. You know, we have to be accountable at some point where this is why he feels comfortable to be that way.
That goes back to that video of that white dude in the South. Remember, you sent me a video of this dude, and he was around a bunch of Black people, and he was like, yo. He almost had the same rhetoric, like, yo, like, what y'all gonna do? Matter of fact, he actually encouraged people to, like, yo, if y'all got a problem, pull up on me. I think jumped or something like that.
Anybody say the N-word around me getting packed the fuck out. Fuck is you talking about? But me, I'm a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I ain't say no N-word. I said nigga. Fuck is you talking about? And I'm around a bunch of my niggas. You know what I'm saying? And really like that. Really got that bitch on us. Really in the hood every day. Y'all marching up the wrong street.
Look. He felt that way because he had 100 N-words supporting him.
Yeah.
And that's the part that where I'm not gonna chase you down if you got 100 ninjas ready to karate me.
Like, crazy. I stand to me. Yeah, that's the whole crazy thing, man.